Run it, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss.
Hi and welcome to The Conscious Day Trader. My name is Yanis and today we're going to break another day trade on the DAX 40. Really profitable day and we had a very profitable month on ICT concept. This is during the London kill zone and especially around the London Open. And what I'm going to do is just quickly show you the profits of the day. We had 589 dollars and 66. That was on the 5%ers for the prop funded 125,000 funded account. And we're going to jump straight away onto trading view. This is where we do all the analysis, and I also use TradeSync. And you can see the current profits of January for 6,428. We're still, we've only traded 9 days. We've still got half the month, so it's going really well. And what we're going to do is show you exactly how I entered, exit the trade, and why was I short for the morning session for the DAX. And then during the London Open, I took a long positions into the fair value gaps as well. So what we're going to do is jump onto the daily, like with any ICT setup. And I'm just going to quickly show you, if we zoom in into this area, why I was short. And what we did is we put the daily high and the previous daily low. And what we want to do is also look at these big areas of fair value gaps that haven't been filled. And if you have followed the previous trade from yesterday, we talked about why the price came up and took out the buy side liquidity above this high here, and then the buy side liquidity of this areas here. So technically the move, and if you look at this beautiful fill on the fair value gap on this area here, is exactly to the pip on that, or pretty close to the pip on going long. So that would have been a nice entry to go long. So we're still in play on the DAX, and the reason I was going short was because of the fair value gaps below here, and anything above in terms of target, there wasn't a clear target that the price could go and take out. Remember, we had that sell side liquidity from last year with the equal highs below here and the fair value gaps on this area. If you want, I can just label that quickly so you can see it. Below that area that we've just taken out is the sell side liquidity with this move. And now we filled back up the fair value gaps, came down, created the low back into 11.8, and now we're coming back up, and we, as we discussed, took out all the buy side liquidity. So what we're going to look to do is we are still in Denmark, so the sound might be funny. We will be going back in Italy on the 20th, so expect better quality sound when we get there. Hopefully you can work with this. But what we're going to go is down to the 15-minute and break down the trade of today. And we're going to go to our replay and take out the from 6:45. So the 15-minute candle before the pre-market, and that's the London kill zone. And what did we see and why did we go short on the DAX? Now, everything that I traded today was coming from the move from the 16th of January, the previous daily high. We can see that the price came down, tapped into this sell side liquidity and created equal lows. And as we know, with the equal lows is an area where the algorithm will want to take out before it moves in either the filling up fair value gaps or the continuation of a move. As you can see here, we had this fair value gap, which we traded yesterday here, and the price came in and tapped into that and continued lower. And we also have that fair value gap up there. Now, why did I think that the price is going to come higher before because if I want to short the market, and we're currently sitting at discounted price, so we're sitting below equilibrium of the day, we want the price to come up during the open. In an ideal world, come up all the way to the fair value gap to give us a nice entry to go short. I'm just going to check we're on the right thing. That's right. So what we're looking for is during the open for the price to come out and take out this buy side liquidity above these equal highs here and these equal highs here. And if I change that to my buy side liquidity, we have these two areas. If I extend that through, that we want the price to come up and take out. And as we said, we had the fair value gap above here. So we have three things of confluence that we want the price to do before we can short the market. And someone would ask, what happens if the market goes down and breaks the previous daily lows? Then you're looking at a different setup. You're looking at this fair value gap here below that, because that would be for filling that fair value gap. And if it broke below the areas of sell side liquidity here, with a target to fill this fair value gap. So there's multiple opportunities throughout the day, but this was the play that we were looking for, which came back from the previous daily high. So let's see what happened during the open. The price came up, and it didn't, even though it came up, it didn't come high enough to give me a premium price, so above equilibrium. So we are waiting for this. And then we had a big spike, which pretty much took out everything that we talked about. Took out buy side liquidity of this move, buy side liquidity of this move, filled this fair value gap here, and filled this fair value gap here. So I had a convincing trade. I was quite confident in this trade that we're going to go back into equilibrium. I got a fill at 1.16, so roughly here, and traded it. I'll just show you that on the 5%ers. You can see 369, so very close to the top end of that fair value, 69, so roughly there, and traded it back into liquidity. And if I take onto the 1 minute, you will see that move spiked up, got my fill. And don't get confused in terms of why did I not wait for the confirmation of the break lower, because this move is coming from the left side here, this huge move down. So that was my confirmation, and I was waiting for the fair value gap to be filled before I can trade it down. So that was my confirmation, and now it's filling back. Gave me the entry on the fair value gap, trade it back into equilibrium. If you wanted to trade it, you could easily trade that down into the sell side liquidity. I didn't do that because I'm on holiday. I only have one monitor, and I wanted to get my target but not be able to trade all day to manage this trade. So I took my profit when it hit liquidity on the equilibrium, and this is where you wait and see how the price reacts. Is it going to come back up and break the previous daily highs, or is it going to make a move lower into that sell side liquidity that we talked about on the daily? And as you can see, the price came down all the way down to this area here. Now, I didn't see the price. I wanted the price at this stage to break sell side liquidity, because I generally thought that this is an area where if I throw on the 1 hour, you have those equal lows that the price should come and take out before it moved on the upper side. But because I've already managed the trade, I was happy to take an early position into the long side, trading back into this fair value gap, and then it would come down to the sell side liquidity. And as you can see, we had that small swing high there, and what we're looking for is a clean break, and we had that clean break come a few minute candles after. There it was, and now I was looking to that fair value gap to be filled for me to trade it upwards into the downside. If I go onto the 3-minute, downside fair value gap to continue down into the sell side. So I got filled and I was looking for 10 pips. If it had broken this, for this trader, if it had broken this low, I would have killed it. It didn't break the low and it gave me the 10 pips from my entry, 10 pips there, and I got $100 or more. I think it was, let's have a look. We had $143 on that one and $130 on the last position. So that happened and I got my 10, and I was quite happy that that happened because I would have killed the trade when it came and touched sell side liquidity. Now, as soon as it touched sell side liquidity, I took another long into the fair value gap. And the reason I did this is because I can very easily manage the trade from down here because we just broke the previous daily high. So my stops are normally about 20 pips overall. So I had all that room to play with to kill the trade going on the long side. And as you can see, the price went up. I didn't take all that profit of how many pips that was. I didn't do the whole 40 pips. I just did the 10 pips back into that area and took my profit for the day for the 589. As we discussed, I've had a really good month so far, 9 days in, and we've still got another the rest of the week and more. So looking good for the month. Really happy with trading the DAX because it has proven that the ICT, especially in the London kill zone, it's working quite nicely, and I'll be monitoring this. The markets that I've been looking at is the pound dollar, the dollar index, the euro dollar, the DAX, FTSE, the US 100, and the S&P. So I look at them daily pretty much to see opportunities. And if we bring it to the current price, you will see that the price came in, touched that fair value, gave you another opportunity to come down, and it broke higher and back into these fair value gaps areas here, back into equilibrium. It won't be long until we're back into Italy and you will be used to the better setup and better sound. But another successful day. Make sure you like and subscribe this video if you want to see more of this trading. We will have the trading mindset, which is that way, this one. We're going to interview some successful traders, super successful traders, some big names that are going to give us the secrets in terms of their mindset and how they work around their day trading and manage their emotions of exiting and killing trades. Also strategies and setups that they take and assets they like to trade. And finally, make sure you share this video if you think that someone who's an ICT trader and is struggling to understand the concept, that this video would help. So until next time, which will probably be tomorrow, we'll show you another trade on the London Open, which I'm trading currently, and see you soon.
Run it, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it